Well, it's been 3 to 4 months, and we're freaking back. The Bubbies are.
What's up, JP?
Matt Lennon, I'm doing good, bud. How are you?
You don't sound good or look good.
I don't. I've gone to shit. Went 2 vacations and drank a lot, ate a lot, gained 15 pounds, and
Well, the good thing is you got a lot there, so you can't tell.
that's true. Yeah, you're right, you dickhead. Anyway, we're back. We got a guest here. You want to?
Yeah, a good friend of mine from years past, Brian Alvis.
How's it going, everybody?
Formerly of Grenada, author now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many books you got? You got 1 or 2?
We're working on our 3rd one right now.
3rd, you got Shipwrecked.
Shipwrecked, Bootlegger, and
Yeah.
then the new one is called Cyclone.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yep.
Fiction or nonfiction?
It's historical fiction, so we take we take made up characters and we drop them into real history.
That's awesome.
So our last book was called Bootlegger, and we made up a gang of moonshiners from Marion County.
Yeah.
And we dropped them into real history in the 1920s in Southern Illinois with Charlie Berger and the Shelton brothers and all that craziness. And they interacted with those people, and we told their story.
Awesome.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's a different spin on. We make adult storybooks, is what we do. So we cast it like a movie, and we take all the pictures. And my fiance is a photographer, Robbie Edwards, and then I sit down and put them in a timeline, and then I write the story that goes along with it.
Nice.
We have a bare bones idea of what we're going to do before all that, but that's the process we go through.
That's pretty freaking awesome.
It's different.
It's creative.
Yeah, it's way different.
And where could somebody order your book from? Amazon, I'm sure. It's on Amazon.
You can go to wordsmatterpublishing.com. That's my publishing house that we work with, and you can get it at Walmart, Target, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, wherever.
Hell yeah. That's
Local
awesome.
bookstore, King City Books in Mount Vernon, Illinois is a great place to go get it. Get yourself some coffee while you're there.
Cool. So King City Books in Mount Vernon?
King City Books, yep. Right downtown on the square, right around the corner from the Grenada and Robbie's photography studio. And
Speaking of Grenada,
yeah. Isn't it
talk
beautiful?
about that. I haven't had the pleasure,
Oh, well.
but I've seen a lot of pictures.
Oh, man.
And it looks amazing.
You're going to love it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've wanted to, all that, that COVID crap hit, but
Yeah, that was an adventure.
we're still living.
Still
in
an
it.
adventure.
I know, it really is.
BS.
Yes, unfortunately.
But I'm ready for it to be over. So, what do you do at the Grenada? If everybody don't know, Grenada is what?
It's
theater.
basically it's a music venue now.
Yeah,
It
it's
used
a
to be an old-
historical theater. It was first opened in 1937, and they used to show movies. The biggest thing, it had air conditioning, and that was a big draw.
Yeah.
So, but now my buddy Russell Brown took it over and gave it a $1 million renovation. It's kind of a mini pageant. If you've ever been to the pageant in St. Louis,
Yep.
it's sort of modeled after that.
It's fucking amazing.
And it has, state-of-the-art lights, state-of-the-art sound.
It looks like
You
a
could
lot.
do, we're going to do a lot of different things there. We're not just going to do music. We're going to do plays. We're going to do variety shows. We're going to do comedy. We got some great comedy lined up in the next few months, actually. But yeah, it's a beautiful venue. And
Probably get Donnie Baker over there. He's kind of be
Donnie
at the,
Baker?
Yeah, Donnie, you know Donnie Baker?
no.
Yeah,
Is he a
he's-
comedian?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna be over here at the Elks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Somebody-
Well, I'm looking to do some local. I'm serious.
Yeah,
We're looking to do some local comedy.
he's pretty big.
He's huge,
he?
honestly.
Is he
Yeah.
really?
His Facebook has like 2.9 million people on it.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Swear to God.
He's gonna be at the Carmi Elks Lodge.
He's doing 2 shows now, actually. He's doing a Friday that they just sold out last night.
I don't
and
mean-
then Saturday.
When's the dates?
March, right?
March 11th and 12th. I might be messing that up, but it's March of 2022.
Yeah,
for
I've
sure.
got tickets still.
Yeah.
on.
Second show
I
hasn't
want
started
tickets.
selling.
How do I get tickets?
Well,
It sold out first night, right?
the first night sold out. The second
Wow.
night they're doing that kid that passed away.
See,
Yes, C.J. Richardson.
Yeah.
He Donnie Baker said that he wanted to donate money to the family, so they're going to do a
Okay.
second show now. We're working on getting a link to be able to buy them online on the Carmicast website,
Nice.
so you can buy them from there. Hopefully, it'll be done this week.
How-
So,
Yeah,
did
keep
he-
me informed. I want to go to
yeah.
that.
how did he get a hold of Donnie Baker? Justin James is who we're talking about. If everybody don't know,
He has a
Justin-
show called Let's Laugh with Justin James.
Comes
Okay.
out of here. Yeah,
He's
Really?
funny. He's pretty funny.
He's pretty funny.
He'd been well, I think it started. He did the cameo thing where you like pay $50 and have them celebrities say whatever you want. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
So he did one of those for like his son or something, and then he did one for Carmicast with Donnie Baker, and then after that, he like contacted
His agent.
Donnie Baker's wife and was like, because that's his agent, is his wife.
Oh, okay.
So he contacted his wife because they were doing a show in Evansville, and his son wasn't 21 yet, but he wanted his son to be able to come into the show. So they were like, "Oh yeah, we remember you. Something blah blah blah. We'll have tickets waiting for you at the door." So he went over there, and then he ended up like coming and bullshitting with him, I guess.
Yeah.
And Justin like was like, "Hey, we've got a place, blah blah blah. Would you want to do a show?" And he's like, "Yeah, we'll get something booked." And then it's just turned into that.
Well, neat.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
Small town Carmine.
I know, pretty crazy.
So.
Well, we got Confederate Railroad coming for the Fair Boys, so
Yeah.
I don't
Hey,
know.
head fucking east too, baby.
Pretty fucking big deal.
Really? Fuck yeah. That's awesome.
When's Head East playing? What night?
I like that.
They play Friday.
Good, because we're playing Saturday.
Yeah.
out.
Pez and the Spencers, Corn Day, Elks Lodge. It's happening. We've worked so freaking hard for this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're practicing every week.
Every other week.
Yeah.
We got a new
Every-
drummer.
yeah.
Got a bunch of new songs.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to now. We're
Okay,
here to talk
sorry.
about you
Sorry,
guys.
promo.
Thanks a lot.
No, we can talk about whatever. I don't
Do you
care.
play music, Brian?
I was a singer in a band, so I was more like a cheerleader.
A very badass band.
Yeah, we had a good following. We had a great time, but I don't really play an instrument.
Yeah.
My voice is kind of my instrument, and so
That's good.
I'm a wordsmith, really. I'm a writer and a poet, and so words are my weapon, and that's how I go about things.
That's awesome.
And in Gogata, yeah, I was kind of the cheerleader. I got everybody all jazzed up and crazy, and jumped on top of your picnic table and threw trash cans, and so.
What year was this? How long ago was
It would
that?
have been 2000 to 2004 is when we were doing our thing, and we helped start the SIMC
Yep.
and get all that going. And our whole attitude coming into when we started Gogata was we were so tired of the local bands fighting with each other because
Yeah.
it was so stupid. It was like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
who the fuck are you? You know.
Yeah.
And so we were like, we're going into this with the attitude of let's all band together.
Yep. That's what we did.
And that's what we did. Yeah, everybody kind of worked together, and we made friends, and I still have, obviously
Some
I have
of my
friends to
best
this day,
friends came from SIMC.
Yeah, and we still talk to those people to this day.
What's SIMC?
Southern Illinois Metal Collective.
Yeah,
It was when I was 15 when I first met Brian.
Wow.
And it was me and Matt Jones had went over there. It was 2001, 2000 maybe, because I graduated in 03. Yeah, it's 2000. So we went over there, and I met Brian and Tony LaMotta and Chester and Weberdine and all those cats, and they had this big meeting, and we were like the newest band in there. We were kids in this bar. I think it was in DuQuoin.
chain driven.
Yeah. Change digging.
I still have that shirt.
Yeah, me
I
too.
should have wore it.
You should have.
Are you guys weren't on here, were you? Remember
Which one was that?
This was the Battle of the Bands at the Tin Pin Alley.
No, I don't think we ran that one.
There's some classics on here. Got Head Fix in the middle.
Yeah,
there.
I remember Head
Assassin
Fix.
of Youth.
I just saw Oblivion on there, and I
Yeah.
thought you were wearing like an Elder Scrolls shirt, and I was like, "Fuck yeah, that's cool."
I got a good strip club story about AOI.
Really?
Yeah, after we left Muggsy's, went down to DeSoto one night. It was a good time.
I bet.
DeSoto.
We had
Some seedy places down in that area.
it ain't the same.
No, it's not now.
Yeah, I met Brian back in probably 2000 when I was 15, and they were all a little bit older. Like I'm 37 now, and Brian, what, you're middle 40s now?
I'll be 45.
45.
Next
So
month.
me and Joe and Steve and Matt Jones, we were all 15 years old, and these guys were 21, and we're just going with the flow. And I remember Boo Jr. used to pay us in like Keystone Light behind the drums, and these guys would all take care of us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
They're like your big brother.
yeah, we just threw down
Sort
with
of,
them.
yeah.
But what happened with that is what Brian was really alluding to is that there was no competition bullshit going on. I'm sure you had some guys that kind of would act like that, but I never noticed it. But like if you
It
wanted
was
to play
friendly competition.
yeah,
Like,
so
we're going to try and outdo you, as far as the craziness or rocking harder or whatever. But it wasn't like, screw that band. We're not giving them the show
Right.
because
Right.
blah, blah, blah.
Right.
We made shows together, and we booked shows together.
Yeah.
And like Us and Lunatic went all the way across the country and back. you know, doing that together. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it was fun. In a black Suburban.
And that was like back before cell phones. Like I didn't have a cell phone, so we contacted through like this thing called Simizine. You remember that, like the online chat room?
That's right.
And we'd book shows through that.
Yep.
And like
and MySpace.
Every Friday, Saturday night, it was either Big Boys Barbecue, Butte Juniors, Muggsy McGuire's, wherever the fuck place would let us fucking break stuff at.
Remember ICQ?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I was the only one who remembers that. You probably don't either, Skylar. You're too young.
What is the band?
ICQ? No, it's a chat room.
Was it like dial-up internet?
It was straight up dial up.
I didn't have a computer. I always went to Jones's house. It's like, hey, we got any gigs?
Right.
Yeah, that's
ICQ.
Never heard of that.
Are you friggin' serious?
I'm too
my
young,
gosh.
I guess.
Wow.
That's what he told me, at least.
Well, that's true. That was the first chat room.
we wasn't born.
Really?
He's born with a smartphone.
Yeah, look it up. It's for real. It was real deal. And then Messenger came out, and then
I just remember like Yahoo Messenger and then like MSN.
yeah,
MSN was a big one. I think that's where I got my first titty pic from, actually.
dirty dog.
Was it Yahoo?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's a funny subject because it's like you remember back in the day, like you didn't have a fucking personal porno website in your hand at all times.
I know. You had,
you had to wait,
magazine or something.
Yeah, you had to wait for fucking Cinemax to come on late at night, Showtime, and catch some of the B-rated ones.
Or there was like,
Cinemax.
I remember when I was a kid, there was like that burner email account that everybody like gave the password away for, and it was just an archive of fucking 14-year-old
never
girls'
got that.
titties when you were 14.
That was
you know?
before our time. That was after our time.
I did tell my story about the picture, right?
I believe
And
so.
my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now these kids, they got. I think that's why they're advancing so much. You hear about kids getting pregnant so early is because they're exposed to all this sexuality at a young age.
It was fucking MTV's fault, dude. You can't make a show called 16 and Pregnant and not expect other people to do it.
I don't know. I
too.
think some of them are maybe advancing early, and others are like, "Ooh, I don't want to do that."
I think that's what's going on. I think that they're
gross.
exposed to it at a young age. Before it was so like you're so like new to it. Oh my gosh, that's a boob. Oh
right
my
now
gosh.
they're like, "Yeah, whatever."
Now it's like it's normal it's a titty.
They're like me now.
Free the nipple.
Now I'm like, "Yeah, boobs. I've seen them."
Yeah, free the nipple.
I want to see them anyway, but I mean,
Yeah, right. It's not as like, oh my god.
yeah.
Go
I'm
to
not
this
freaking
page
out.
and look up this, then call me.
Yeah, it was like the holy grail back then.
Okay, while we're talking about old websites, we can tie this in because rotten.com.
Oh,
rotten.com.
Yeah.
The Go Gotta song, Potatoes and Jelly. That's where the name came from.
No shit.
Potatoes and Jelly was on rotten.com. And what it was a doctor removing a potato and a jar of jelly from this guy's rectum.
I didn't know.
Nice.
And so people would be like, "What is potatoes and jelly?" I'd be like, "Google it."
I'm telling you. I've seen some more stuff than I need to see.
Yeah, rotten.com was vicious, man.
Yeah.
It was so
It
bad.
was bad.
Dude, the fucking internet was
Really
the Wild
bad.
West back then,
It
wasn't it?
was. It
Remember
was
the
just-
Pain Olympics?
No.
Remember that shit?
I don't remember that.
The pain.
Is that like
Olympic?
Jackass?
No, it
Beginning?
was way worse.
Way worse.
I watched a man put on instrumental music and begin to squat down on a mason jar,
Yes.
and it
I've
broke
seen that. Yes.
inside of his rectum, and he bled out mid-cam.
That is the Pain Olympics.
That picture stuck in my head for the rest of my life.
Yeah, another dude cut his dong off too. That was fucked up.
Oh man.
Why?
I have
go
missed a lot of stuff on the internet, apparently.
I have
You
too.
didn't miss anything.
Welcome to Rockin' Bubbies, everybody.
I guess I never spent that much time in front of a
There's the
fucking
intro.
computer. I was too busy playing shows and playing guitar and stuff.
I found out on vacation in Oklahoma that my it would be my wife's uncle and aunt listened to our show religiously. And they're about in their I'm not gonna say they're probably in their 60s. Sorry if I'm wrong.
Well, they should go to rotten.com.
And that's all they
Potatoes and
talked about.
jelly.
That's all they talked about was Rockin' Bubbies. I'm like,
Do they like it?
Yeah, they're like, it's very entertaining. They're like, and they were telling stories about me smoking for the first time on my bachelor party, or not for the first time on my bachelor party, but just bringing it up. I'm like, you should not know this stuff. What are you doing?
Motherfucker, you put it on the
I
worldwide.
know,
Got a
guys.
following.
www.
I think it's our only followers.
I don't know.
It's crazy what a little Truly's.
You've had a lot of people miss you guys.
Really?
As sad as I hate to, as much as it hurts me to admit that, I've had people question when you guys are coming back in.
You know,
hey,
I've been
that's
getting
good.
we've gotten messages asking us when we're going to drop another episode.
Yeah.
I was like, why can't fucking stand Pez that much? I don't know if I can sit with him for that long.
Well, I had base. I had to coach my kids' baseball games,
yeah, we had dad stuff, okay?
and then vacations, and then it was that. But anyway, we're back. As long as we have,
And better than ever.
Oh, yeah.
Mike Greenberg.
we got Brian here telling us about life. So, where'd you grow up? Plainsboro?
I grew up in Kell, Illinois.
Outside of Mount Vernon.
Yeah, it is in Marion County. I went to Salem High School.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, graduated in '94, and then I was playing in bands. I met a girl from Mount Vernon and moved down there with her, and I've been in Mount Vernon ever since. I got 3 kids.
Awesome.
My son is 21. I have a daughter who's getting ready to be she is a freshman now, just started high school.
That's crazy.
And then I have a 7-year-old who's just something else, man.
She's a little badass.
Yeah, she's homeschooled with me and my fiance homeschool her. And I work at a vegetable and fruit and vegetable produce company during the daytime.
Yeah,
And then the Grenada whenever they have events.
that's awesome.
And I run the lights there. But I also get to plan and put together shows. And I also volunteer at Cedarhurst. I'm in charge of outdoor concerts at Cedarhurst. And
You got a big one coming up Saturday, don't you?
Saturday we got Blues and Brews. It's a good weekend in Mount Vernon, actually. We got the Cold Stairs on Friday night at the Grenada.
Oh, yeah.
And they're good. They're kind of like,
I see them at Boca Lounge.
really? Nice. Yeah, they're awesome. They're going to rock
Yeah.
it. And then Saturday we've got Terenzo Cannon from Chicago and my buddy Matt Keene,
Yep.
the blues band from Northern Illinois. And so it's a great weekend.
That's awesome.
To watch some music in Mount Vernon, actually.
Cold Stairs actually have a song on Cyberpunk
Really?
2077.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
2077? Yeah, they got a song on Cyberpunk.
Really?
Nice. I
Yeah.
really like them.
Yeah, they've got their own. I mean, it's great.
Two-piece band.
Yeah.
And they
I can't wait to run some lights for them. I got some
Yeah.
interesting setups I'm thinking of.
They got. I'm not gonna say too much because I don't want to be a dick. But they got some Sabbath sound in them. Like I
Right.
heard, I was real drunk, so I could have been mistaken. But I heard like a Sabbath melody in there somewhere, and I could have swore they were playing Black Sabbath, but it was their own stuff.
Anyway, they're awesome.
They are awesome. They are awesome. I had a good time watching them.
And I've watched a little bit of a documentary or something on them on
Really?
YouTube or something.
Yeah, they
It
got
was
some,
talking about like how they went up and then something went down because they were on a stretch there for a little bit, but
Right.
I don't know exactly what happened. I don't remember. My brain's mush. I've been in the heat
nobody
all day.
does.
But anyway, I mean, Paul Blake knows them pretty well too. Our friend Paul Blake from Evansville.
Yeah, they're a good band. I can't wait to and we're gonna have, some regional bands like that come through the Grenada and eventually work our way up to, some acts that you've listened to on Pandora and
Right.
that are nationally known. So we'll get there.
Oh, yeah.
Russell's kind of building it organically. He didn't go out and get a light guy or get a sound guy. He just hired some people who are interested in doing it, and we just are building a team.
That's
and so
awesome.
It takes a while to do that, but the community's been pretty patient with us, and the shows that we have put on so far have been awesome,
Yeah.
and everybody's just loved it.
Yeah, our friend Cat Daddios played for you guys.
Yeah, they did a practice up there, and because we brought local bands in before we had a chance to really officially open,
Right.
Because with COVID, we didn't have anything else to do, and so that gave our sound techs and our light techs a chance to get used to the equipment.
Yeah.
Because we're used to running knobs and
Yeah.
dials.
This shit's way different.
Everything-
This is all
digital.
digital. I walked up there and thought I was in a spaceship.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? And so the sound techs kind of just passed me up because they're younger and smarter. And so that's how I became the light guy.
So you run your lights through an iPad or a tablet?
No, we've got I do have the capability of doing some things on my phone
Right.
with an app, but I'm the guy. I'm up in the booth, and
Run-
Russell does a great job of like programming things that are very usable.
Yeah.
And so when the show starts, I just kind of go with the flow and make things happen.
That's
And
awesome.
It's worked out so far. I've never been a light guy before, but now I am, and I really enjoy it. Actually, it's fun.
So, do you remember a band that got big in the 2000s? We've always talked about them.
Who?
We're trying to get them here.
Revis?
Oh yeah, Justin Holman.
Yep.
was their lead
Holman, yep.
singer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know his brothers a little bit, and we used to. I think we had an opportunity to open for them, or maybe we did open for them long time ago.
If people don't know what we're talking about, Revis was a band from
Benton,
Illinois.
Yep.
Wow, Benton? I thought it was Carbondale.
No, we talked about this on previous.
No, they were from Benton, and
whatever.
they got signed to a major label, and Sony, wasn't it?
Yeah. They went on tour with Pearl Jam.
And
they
then played with.
Spider-Man soundtrack.
Is that what it was?
Yep. They were Caught in the Rain.
Caught in the Rain was
Caught in
on
the Rain.
one of
Check
the
it out.
soundtracks. Yeah.
I was caught in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's some of that? Yeah.
Yeah, I know Justin, and I know Mark is his brother.
Mark, yes.
I actually, back in the day, we used to do shows at the Cesar Opera House.
Yeah,
with
what
his
was the
brother
name of
Mark.
their band?
It was like Something Cause.
They were good.
They were really good.
Yeah.
And
we played with them at Pops.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
see, that's one of the big ones. Like,
we played at Pops a few times. We won a battle of the bands there.
oh, that's cool.
And we got to open up for oh wow, the name just slipped right out of my head.
I seen it float away.
Yeah, he's
I couldn't read it, though.
Hatebreed. We got to open up for Hatebreed at Muggsy's.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
And but yeah, the pop show.
That was Hemlock in Hatebreed, right?
Hemlock, yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dude with
so
long
funny
dreads.
story.
Yeah.
When we were on tour with Lunatic, we met Hemlock in a Walmart parking lot. And they just happened to be going to Walmart, and we were at Walmart.
No
and
shit.
We were like, you guys are a band. We're a band, blah, blah, blah. And then a couple of years later, we played a show with them.
Yeah, I remember.
That's weird.
I was at that
We
gig.
were in like Arizona when we met them at Walmart. And then 2 years later, we're playing a show with them in Carbondale.
That is so neat.
Yeah, it was strange.
That was a fucking badass show, man.
That was a great fucking show.
I remember I was a huge fan of Hatebreed, and
Yeah.
you know, AOI they always used to do this is for the kids who have nowhere to turn.
Yes.
Yeah, and I remembered that, and I couldn't wait for that song to play. But I also remember Jamie Josta walking up on stage and how short he was. It's like, this dude is little, but man, he's got some fucking pipes.
Yeah, they were good. They were so good.
All the front men I've met are tiny.
Glenn Danzig.
Glenn Danzig, Jamie Josta, dude from Seven Dust, LeJean. I met him.
Really? Is he short too?
Dude, he's super short, man.
You trying
He's
to
like-
watermelon this one for me or what? You
like-
throwing this one up in the air so I can swing on it or what?
Don't you dare.
All the front men you've ever met are short and
gee.
little.
What's that supposed to mean? I don't know where you're going with this.
What about your front man?
Yeah, Dick.
trying to talk- oh, yeah, he's
Peasant Spencer's.
He's not short.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
that's
not
why he
small.
sucks.
It's all,
It doesn't fit the profile.
I've said it before. This gut's all foreskin, so fuck off, okay?
Jeez. So you're just a big
I don't
dick.
even know what you
Just a big dick.
That's great.
No, that was a great show, man. It was, and Hemlock was badass too, man.
They were really good.
They killed it. Remember, dude had super, super long dreads.
Yes. That was why immediately when we got out of our Suburban at Walmart parking lot, we're like, you guys have to be a band, right? And they're like, yeah, we're a blah, blah, blah. And so
Was that the
They were
same
awesome.
Suburban you guys used to haul the gear in at all the shows like Nick used to drive all the
yeah,
time?
the black Suburban
Yeah, that thing was badass, man.
with black tinted windows. We pull up and people are like, is that the CIA?
Yeah, I remember seeing that at shows all the time.
And that's actually where we got our logo, the little Gogata logo.
Yeah.
That's the CIA's logo. We just
No shit.
We just altered it a little bit.
Then you had the not a terrorist shirts with it.
Yeah,
too.
not a terrorist.
Yeah.
Because people thought we were terrorists there for a while. The whole George Bush, you're the with us or with the terrorist thing.
Terror. Has anybody tried these Bush Light apples?
Well, yeah.
All right.
Those aren't too bad. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're a good.
Yeah, I can-
They're a good two beer.
yeah.
Yeah. There's certain beers you can only
Yeah.
drink
Fishing beer?
two of.
Yeah.
Or it's real fucking hot out and they're ice cold. That's a good beer to drink.
Well, these things were so hard to find. And
Have
then
you tried the brewskis?
No.
yet?
No.
We got them at Geo's. Right.
What
down-
is-
right
what-
by my house?
Who's it made?
It's like a brew. It's like a ski soda beer.
Oh no way! I love
no
ski.
Yeah, it's a brewski.
Oh, yeah. I've heard about that. They got
Yeah.
those in Evansville.
I've not
Yeah,
heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't have them very many places
It's a
right
West Side
now.
thing in
Yeah.
West Side Evansville. But
West
these are
Side?
hard to. These things were hard to find, and man, I had like a 12-pack, went good, you know. I'm like, oh, these things, I got to get them next time, you know. Went a year without them.
He buys 2 cases.
I buy 2 cases and I pop it. I'm like, that is not as good as what I remember it being.
Change the formula.
Now they're everywhere.
Now they're everywhere. And
Mass produced.
the hype was so big for that year. So
Right.
Well, here before I already seen pumpkin shit coming out. I was in Rock Bottom the other day, and there was some kind of pumpkin pie beer.
that's around the corner, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Pumpkin pie, everything.
Dude, I love Oktoberfest. That's one of my favorite things about the fall is when
Right.
Sam Adams brings out Oktoberfest.
Yeah, that shit's good.
That is
Some
my
good ones out
that's my
there.
favorite beer. I can't drink a lot of it, but I like to drink it a lot.
It's a good
You
time.
know,
It's thick.
it's just so good, man. I can
Thick.
on tap.
Meal in a bottle.
Well, if you get it on tap in a frosted mug, God,
That's true.
It's frothy.
it's so good.
True.
Jesus.
So Brian, what
Getting excited over there.
I am, man. I got to change
Talking
the
about
subject.
beer.
Me, we're talking frothy. Mm.
Puts the lotion.
So,
So you got this third book coming out.
Third book. Yes.
When's that going to be released?
We don't know. We're still making it, so it
So-
takes a while. The way we do it, you know, we have this cast is bigger, so we have what it's about. It's called Cyclone, and it's about all the tales of witches and witchcraft in central and southern Illinois, and we're putting them in one timeline, and then it all culminates with the tornado of 1888 that leveled Mount Vernon.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, and so some of the local farmers blame that tornado on a witch. Her name was Black Annie, and that's our main character. And so the whole story revolves around her.
It's fucking badass.
Yeah.
that's
Well, that's what
pretty
you do
neat.
back in those days is you just blame shit that bad on a witch.
Yes, that is pretty much what I'm finding out. Is like anything that went wrong, you were like, "Oh yeah, that was
Damn
a
witch."
witch."
Yeah.
I got a great story. So one of the local legends is these 2 brothers that killed this lady, and they said she was a witch. And one of the excuses that he used is, "Well, I'm tired every single morning when I wake up, and it's because this witch is turning me into a horse and riding me all night long."
What?
Is that real?
That is yes, that was his real excuse. I mean, there are court documents that you could look up where he said that in a court of law.
Did he get tried or anything? Or they believe him?
They acquitted her, and then like 2 months later, they killed her. So,
I'll be damned.
yeah,
I mean, did they get in trouble after they killed her?
I think so. Yes, I think they were arrested, but yeah, it's
fucking
there's
pretty
some
cool,
weird
honestly.
fucking stories. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
some weird fucking stories. And so I've been doing research for about a year and a half on witches and witchcraft in Illinois, and it's fascinating. Just the stories are unbelievable. I mean, from Cahokia to Lawrenceville to Effingham and further north. I mean, they're just all over. And some of them are real, like they're real stories. You know, there's court documents that people are saying, yeah, she tried to poison me, or, you know, she tried to do this or tried to do that. And then other ones are just like, yeah, we kind of want your land, and your husband died, so you're a crazy witch.
yeah.
And there's a lot of that.
That's
too.
the American way.
Yeah, it's capitalism at its best.
What they did
Right
to the
there.
Indians.
Cahokia has always been like so interesting to me.
The Cahokia story is fascinating because they were slave witches from New Orleans, and they come up on a boat, and they were caught practicing voodoo on the way up. And so when they got to Cahokia, all the townspeople and everybody, they apparently supposedly poisoned this lady or whatever. And all the townspeople were like, yeah, we're going to burn them. And they like set up this whole thing on the beach and of the river, and we're going to burn them. And the mayor was like, no, we can't burn them. He's like, that is just distasteful. We can hang them though. And so
We've been past the burning.
Yeah.
we're moving straight to
we're
hangings.
more civilized than that, you cretins.
Just hang them.
And
Good
so
old fashioned.
and so they hung these 2 slaves that they said were witches, and we do have a character that's based off that.
Oh, wow.
Although I made her a female, those 2 were male, and so we flipped it a little bit. But so yeah, we're taking all these tales, and I'm assigning a character to each of those stories, and so we have 11 different witches from Southern Illinois that we've cast. We've got our friends and people we know who've done acting and stuff like that. And so
Far out.
we have one of the great characters is from McLeansboro, and his name is Charles Lee, and he was a witch whisperer. And so he was a minister, and he could reverse all the spells. And so if you had trouble with a witch,
You call him.
call 1-800-CHARLES-LEE, and he would come to your town and get rid of your witch for you. Do you guys know the name of the witch in Carmi?
No.
No?
Oh my God.
I didn't know there was a witch
Yes,
in Carmi.
there's a great story.
Everybody listen to this.
Turn him up.
All right, let me get my story straight. Her name was Nellie Cato, and they called her Cato the Witch. And I think she lived north of Carmi. And
That figures.
She could communicate with the spirits, and supposedly the spirits of the Indians who lived around here back in the day. She lived on the river somewhere.
Big Wabash.
I have a friend who researched and went to the spot where her house was, and he found some herbs that only got here from England.
Whoa.
And so that's proof that there probably was either. Oh, and a lot of times it was a regular pioneer woman.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, she does witchcraft. And like, she's just making her own salve.
Yeah.
You know, or whatever.
Making medicines and
right,
stuff like
yeah.
that.
So there's a lot of gray area, and it's complicated when you get into the real history. But yeah, Cato the Witch is the one from Carmi.
What years you thinking?
Cato the Witch was around, oh man, I don't even know.
1800s?
1800s, yes. So our story will take place from like 1868 to 1888, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
But some of these stories are even older, like the Cahokia one, way older.
Oh, really?
But
Yeah.
we're putting them all into one timeline.
Yeah.
So they all interact with each other.
That's so cool,
And so
man.
on and so forth. So we have
is-
we have a northern Illinois witch, we have a southern Illinois witch, we have an eastern Illinois witch, we have a western Illinois
Where do you
witch.
find all the research for all this? Where?
A lot of it online, the library. I order
Really?
books.
Library.
I collect books, and so I go to book sales all over the place and just dig in their history stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of great books. Legends and Lore of Southern Illinois is a great book if you're looking into like weird and creepy stuff.
Really? I've
Of
never
Southern
heard of that.
Illinois. Yeah, it's a good one. I can't think of the name of the author right now, but that's a fantastic one. Yeah. And they talk about, I think they talk about Eva Locker. She was a witch from Marion, and she like stole farmers' cows' milk and stuff like that. And Charles Lee was her, like they were battling. They were always, like farmers were always calling Charles up to come from Hamilton County to Marion to get rid of Eva Locker. And so,
Well, the colors don't run in McLeansboro, bud.
oh, well, it's fascinating because he had to be a witch, right?
I mean, to be able to.
To be able to reverse
Break
the spell.
Right, you would think, yeah.
Yeah.
So, he just like sold himself good enough.
And
that
there's
he was-
other stories of witchcraft in Hamilton County. And I tease Robbie all the time about, oh yeah, you're from Hamilton County, all the witches, you know, and
Doesn't
like,
surprise me.
yes, it's fascinating because a lot of the stories do lead back to McLeansboro and Hamilton County.
Shit.
So I think that's hilarious.
That's why that town's cursed.
I'm
Got so
telling you,
much
man.
going on there.
So the question is, do you believe in these stories? Do you believe they were actually witches and warlocks and things, or do you think that it was just?
Hearsay.
Now, I think some of them were just regular pioneer women doing regular pioneer women things.
Yeah.
Now, I think other ones were like, oh, you want to call me a witch?
Okay.
I'll show you some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they got into it because they were, you know, people, you know, they did it for revenge or whatever. You
Yeah.
know, and that's when you get into like dark magic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't know. Some of them could have been practicing. Some of them could have had things passed down to them from. But I know a lot of the tales and a lot of the urban myths can be traced back to our ancestors. Like Black Annie comes from the tale of Black Annis, which is a hag that lived in the woods in Scotland. And so when Scottish ancestors came over here,
Yeah.
they brought those stories with them. And Black Annie was also a German thing too.
Yeah.
And so we have a lot of Germans and a lot of Scots and Irish in this area. And so it's it's no wonder that we have the Black Annie story. And that story went on for years in Mount Vernon. There's even newspaper reports in the 30s of people blaming Black Annie for things like peeping through windows and
Really?
yes,
We were
it's
so crazy.
it's weird how and there's been studies on this too, how Southern Illinois is sort of a strange place because we hold on to traditions and things longer than other places do.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is geography, just where we're located. And I think other part of it is where we came from. Like our descendants are Scottish and Irish and German.
Italian.
And they do tend to hold on to those things. Yeah. Italians, yes,
Yeah.
definitely traditions. And so naturally we just hold on to the those old tales, you know. You better get in before 9 o'clock or Black Annie will get you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every town has that story. It's just a different name for each town. Mm-hmm. And so I went and found all the names of the witches from those towns, and they all have background stories. Some of them are real, some of them are not. Like I haven't found the real Black Annie from Mount Vernon. I've looked, I've tried, haven't found her yet. Not to say that I won't, but Cato the Witch was a real person. I've seen a picture.
Like, how do you spell that? Kato?
No, it's C.
Cato?
Yeah.
I'm looking that up afterwards.
Go to GothicHorrorStories.com.
He's on it now.
I'm going to pull it up now. I'm going to Jamie the shit out of this.
Yeah.
Jimmy the shit.
What's the most crazy witch story that you have encountered? Because I'm super fucking interested.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm
dude.
I'm stoked.
I get it. I get into it. Like I get upstairs on my computer and I'm locked in, and then I'll be like, "Holy shit! It's 2 a.m. I've drank a bottle and a half of wine."
The words are all starting to form.
Exactly.
So, you seen the new Conjuring?
No, I have
Devil
not.
made me do it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's got a witch in there.
It's pretty
Okay.
good.
I like that. I've been watching Fear Street
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Netflix, and that's all about a witch too.
My wife's
so.
watching that.
There's the house.
Me and my wife watched Salem years
Yeah,
ago.
that's
a good one.
Yeah.
How
There's-
cool. Look at that.
There's some really great stuff.
That's
like,
the house of
That's
Cato
Cato.
the Witch.
That's a house
What?
of Cato up here.
Are you
behind you.
Are you pulling that?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You putting that up?
I'm going to put it on.
Or that could have been that. I think they said that was one that could have been
Gosh, that gives
what
me
it might have
lived.
looked like. Yes,
gives me the creeps, man.
but he does find the spot where she possibly could have been.
So is this just like a dude's blog?
I met this guy. His name is Todd Atterbury. He lives in Carmi.
Holy shit!
He's a practicing witch. He has a witch garden. He's a really
name
nice.
dropped.
He's a really nice guy.
I think I know. I know Todd Atterbury.
Yeah.
I think
So is this
he's
just
a
like
musician too.
He's a musician.
Yeah.
He does some really great,
He's really
creepy
groovy.
music.
He
Yeah.
graduated with my mom.
Isn't
I was
is this-
gonna have him do because we do like a book trailer, like
Yeah.
a movie trailer, and I was gonna have him do the music for it.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I mean, who's better to do it?
Oh yeah.
And so we went to his house and met with him
Wabash.
in the very
That's
beginning.
Possum Bridge.
And we hung out with him and just for a day and
Look at that.
got to know a real witch. And so
So this picture says the Little Wabash viewed from the Possum Bridge. So
Yeah.
that's where. So it's like out that way.
yeah.
That's so cool, dude.
I just went over that today. Coming home about 30
And
minutes.
yeah,
Would've
go,
had it- would've
go
had it
and
been on
read
the
his
bank
story.
to
It's
the
incredible. He's a great writer.
So
He's a very intelligent man.
so it,
Yeah.
So they
it was
think
fascinating. We had a lot of fun
his
with
son's
him.
an amazing musician,
Yeah.
by the way, too. Very
Yeah, I
good
think him
drummer.
and his son do that
Yeah.
project together.
Son's awesome.
Yeah.
this is so cool.
So he's a good writer.
So this is just like his blog, and that is pretty much just writing about this.
And he's just into weird and creepy stuff, and so he writes about it. There's Tansy.
Okay.
I think
Is
that's
that a
what
picture of her?
I think that's what he found. I think that's her daughter. Or no, great
niece.
Great niece. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Whoa.
She was a real person, and so that's what I'm finding. Some of these stories are real, or based upon real people, and some of them are not.
That's got chills.
This is so crazy.
Crazy, man. Just stumbling on that in the woods. Ooh.
And it's funny that
Cool picture.
I didn't remember that until we started talking. I was like, oh yeah, Carmi, Cato the Witch. Yeah.
Man, these are some really neat pictures. They're
Yeah.
really like, yeah.
Makes you really believe there's a witch there.
Well, she would have, well, it's funny. The story is like she communicated with all the spirits of the Indians, and she had 9 children, and I think it was 9, and they were all boys. And they did not abide by the laws of man, is what they said about them. And so when she died, she said, "Bury me halfway, bury me only 3 feet, so I can come back and haunt my children.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Yeah, okay.
So anybody out there that thinks their mom is bad, she's nothing compared to Kato.
You know what the craziest thing about it is? That most likely somebody in this area that's still alive right now is a descendant of her.
Oh,
Oh,
guaranteed.
yeah. We don't go anywhere.
Yes.
We don't go anywhere. It's true, though.
We stay here.
So I think Kato was her last name. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Love
do
it.
that. We dig deeper. I'm going to Google
I love that stuff. I love
Kato on
That's my
Facebook.
thing, man. Like,
You know, you guys know any Katos? I'm
I
not
don't
from
know
the.
if-
I'm
I
from
don't know if
McLeansboro.
Yeah, no.
I'm from the Witch
There's some in
Whisperer.
Mount Vernon. Yeah, you're from Charles Lee. He started 2 churches in Hamilton County. I can't remember the names of them, but one of them I think still exists, actually. But yeah, he was a real guy, Charles Lee.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, it's wild, man.
So what's the strangest, most craziest witch story you have?
That you got facts on.
Yeah, that I got facts on. I think, okay, Cranes is the story. I mean, they're all kind of crazy in their own way.
The one that like blew your mind, like still like after reading all this shit, the one you keep going back to, that is the most interesting.
Okay, it's not a story. It's the Black Annie one, because I've done a lot of research on that tornado and that storm. And one of the weird things I found was an old newspaper article where an artist had drawn a sketch of the tornado from an eyewitness account. Okay, and so it shows like part of the town of Mount Vernon and the funnel, and the funnel's coming up like this and kind of arcs up like this where the cone is. And the artist had to have done this on purpose because it's like a pencil drawing and he's scribbling in the cone, you know. There's a woman's face in the funnel cloud. Like you can plainly see it. And so he had to have done that on purpose. This was there was no Photoshop or anything back then, you know what I mean?
Right.
This is
Had to drop a little bit in there.
1888 or whatever. But that was and the stories from that storm are really strange. It was like a nice day, and then all of a sudden this blackness just rolled in, and it was quick. And it
18 what?
1888, February 19th, 1888 is when it happened. And it like picked up a train that was coming into town. Whoa. And like shot it up the tracks at like
that's a lot
lightning
of
speed.
Fucking power.
And then and then one of them it like picked up rail cars and slammed them into buildings.
Damn.
And then there's one account of a
Fuck with Black Annie.
right, exactly. And so there was this one account of a musician from Memphis, and he was traveling through on the train, and he pulls up. Right when he pulls up, the storm is hitting, like the funnel cloud's coming into town. And he said it was coming right for him, and his whole car was freaking out. And it lifted up, went over their car, landed on the other side, picked up another train car, and threw it into a building.
Holy shit.
As if it's to say,
we have nothing to
you
do
guys
with
are
you.
good. Yeah.
You're just rolling through.
You're out of towners. I'm not mad at you.
Yeah.
And so the whole gist of our book is like the town doesn't treat Annie very nice, and so she becomes Black Annie. You know,
So takes it out.
yeah, like her husband dies and so on and so forth. I don't want to reveal the whole deal or whatever. but,
Yeah.
No, don't.
like that's kind of the gist, right?
So-
that's kind of the gist of it.
So I believe that there's black magic out there. I believe people have the power to do certain things, and like people can get possessed and shit like that. Do you believe it? Do you believe like there's probably witches among us? And
I think there are definitely people who are practicing witchcraft. Now, what that means, I don't know. And,
Right.
And
Do you believe in exorcism?
there's good and evil in everything.
oh yeah,
You know what I mean? There's good and evil cops. There's good and evil pastors. There's good and evil grocery store clerks. You know what I mean? There's good and evil in everything.
right.
I have had some strange experiences in my life that have led me to believe that there's something more out there that I don't know about.
Right.
As far as exorcism, you believe that? Exorcise demons.
Man, I mean, there's some hardcore evidence that
Yeah.
demon possession or is real.
My dad was.
Have you seen the fucking Poltergeist Pest? That's a true story.
My dad was born and raised Catholic,
Right.
and I was born, and I kind of fizzled off. But he said, "You want? Well, I don't watch that movie." He's watched it before. He said he'll never watch it again. He said it scares the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
Because he's so,
Well, there's a lot of I've found it really funny is not the differences between witchcraft and Catholicism, but the similarities. Like they have a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of weird that they borrow things from each other and they all kind of derived from originally these pagan things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of religions have that same kind of common
and so it's funny how they sort of demonize each other when we're like, you're both the same thing. You know, you kind of came from the same deal or whatever.
Do witches like to party too?
Witches like to party? Hell yeah. Apparently they dance around naked with bonfires, although
That's what's up.
I've never been to one of those.
We're cool with them here then.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Let's go meet Cato.
Well, that's the funny thing too, is all the different types of witchcraft. I've met so many different types of witches. I've met Christian witches. I've met Wiccan witches. I've met eclectic witches. I've met, it's just so weird how you can interpret your own version of witchcraft, really. Because, I mean, it really is just like doing the things that you normally do. And that was the weird thing that I found when I started studying, like, some of the practices and things that they do. I'm like, well, I already do that. I already burn incense, and I already sage my house. And, like, I just do that stuff because, I don't know, I do it, So
Right.
It's funny that the more I find out about it, the more I'm like, well, this, I don't know. It might be for me. It might not. I'm not going to claim to be anything, but.
Well, a lot of people freak out
It's
when somebody
interesting.
does something that's not ordinary.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think the word witchcraft is just what scares people
off.
going.
Oh yeah. I have a great book from like the 70s or early 80s that's Witchcraft in USA, and it's all about how witches are taking over America.
Yeah.
And they're coming for your children
Propaganda at that
through
point
Black
in time.
Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
It's
Biting
kind of
the head
funny.
off
The
a
whole
bat.
satanic panic
Yeah.
in the 80s and all that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, I've listened to a bunch of stuff on Satanic Panic.
Yes, it was
It's
amazing
it's
how
insane.
quick that caught on. It was like wildfire.
There's a good podcast called The Devil Within, and it's about part of the Satanic Panic where these kids had found it is based out of Rhode Island, I think, Connecticut area, the upper Northeast,
Right.
and there was a castle built. I can't remember. I'm terrible at remembering the shit. But anyway, this dude, very wealthy man who was into all this witchcraft shit and Satanism and all this stuff, built this awesome fucking castle out in the middle of these woods, couple thousand acres.
Wow.
And he practiced
Witchcraft.
witchcraft, whatever.
Wiccanism.
Yeah, whatever. He had
Wiccanism.
basically these kids later on in
I
the
don't know why you looked at me. He's the expert.
Dude, I'm blanking so hard. I don't know why. Just make a long story short, these kids, like their teacher gave them a project, and they went to a Christian school, and they gave these kids, like, they wanted them to research other religions to find out like what all these other ones meant, where they came from, and kind of compare them to what they were doing. Well, these two kids are like, well, we want to see what's up with people who worship the devil. Why they do that.
Right.
So they started researching this one guy and found out that actually he was part of their community 100 years ago, and they went to this castle, which is still standing. Parts of it are still standing. And they come to find out at this library, they had a box that they never put any of his old books up, and they found some of his witchcraft books.
Really?
And then they went back. This kid ends up killing his mom. And when the cops and shit show up, he has a pentagram drawn on the floor. This is like 6 months after he started this project.
Wow.
He has a pentagram drawn on the floor in all these books. He killed his mom and slit both of his wrists.
Wow.
He probably
Jesus.
learned some shit.
Yeah.
Now, Brian,
It's called The Devil Within.
have you ever played with a Ouija board?
I have when I was younger.
Me too.
Yeah.
Have you really?
I have too.
We went
never
out.
done.
We went out to an old cemetery on Bell Club Road, in between Salem and Centraea,
Yeah.
and we played with one. And some weird shit happened, but I'm the type of person that I'll admit some weird shit happened, but I'll also be like, well,
First
you
one
know,
to, like,
so and so could have moved it.
Call
Yeah.
bullshit.
Or like the kid with the thing with the book and the pentagram and all that. Like he probably had some sort of mental disorder before any of that happened. You know what I mean?
He was a star wrestler,
Right.
on his high school wrestling team, straight A student. Never ever got in any trouble.
Or there was some weirdness going on, like his mom was molesting him or something. You know what I mean?
That's the thing they
Like,
found out is like all of his friends and family members, none of that shit was bad, and he just all of a sudden started listening to black metal and went off. They blamed it on they bring up black
Norwegian
metal,
death metal.
Yes, and this is like it's a true story. Like his
What year was this?
fuck is either late 90s or 2000s.
Yeah, if black metal was involved, it had been 80s from 2000s.
Because what happened was like his mom was giving him shit about him coming home so late because he was going out and doing these seances and shit like that with his friend. Like his friend believed in it,
Right.
And he was like, "You're taking it too far, man." Like they interviewed his friend. Like,
yeah, you don't want to fuck with the dark side.
Yeah,
You know what I
and he
mean?
was,
Like,
and
people don't understand that.
well,
like,
the first time they went out to that castle, they seen a group of like 10 people out there worshiping the devil.
Right.
And he was intrigued with it. And they had a girl that was stripped down naked laying on theirs, and they was sacrificing like an animal. And he was like, whoa, man, freaking out. Well, it just intrigued him, and he's always been like cooped up in this real religious family.
Right.
And and he's seen this other side, and then it grabbed him. And the next thing you know, man, he's so deep in it, and he's reading all these books about Satanism and just falling head over heels for it. And then there's like interviews, and like they had his journal, and it's like, when I look in the mirror, I see a demon. I can't control my thoughts. All I want to do is this and this and this, and like
Wow.
it dictates like from the start of it to the end of it. Like he wrote every day in his journal about how he was losing his shit over this period of time, and then his mom caught him coming in late. And she told him, tried sense into him. Because, like, even at one of his wrestling matches, he, like, took the shit too far, ended up, like, breaking the dude's elbow. Like,
Wow.
and, just snapped it out of rage and got kicked off the wrestling team and all that shit. And she got onto him, walks down the steady. He follows her down there, grabs part of a barbell, smashes her in the head. And there's pictures and shit, too. You can look it up on their website of like where it looks like somebody threw her against the wall and like up high, like no 15-year-old kid could, and
Wow.
where she slid down the wall.
Ooh, that's crazy.
And it's like, and then they found him next door. Like he tried stealing his dad's car, wrecked it in a snowbank, and he wasn't driving yet. He didn't have his license yet. So he walks and he watches the cops and shit show up and all this stuff, and slits his wrist while he's watching the cops there, but he didn't do a good enough job. So what he did is he cut his own fucking throat after that, and he cut it so deep it decapitated him. But there's no signs of any other tracks coming to him or going away from him, just his walking there. And he had the knife still in his hand.
To decapitate yourself, that's a lot of power.
That's what I'm saying.
Kidding me?
Listen to it, man. He cut it from side to side.
And what's it called again?
The Devil Within.
And is it just a series on this story or more?
Yeah,
stories?
it's just on this guy.
Just that story?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
it's
What a
just
bummer, man.
it's just out of the Satanic Panic era, and
That was a wild,
they actually wrote books on how to deal with your kids
yes.
during that time.
Yeah.
And it's super intriguing because there were some parents and shit that were getting put in prison and jail over some shit like that.
Well, I do want to officially say that witchcraft and Satanism have nothing to do with each other. So.
Yeah.
I got off on
We
that.
went off on a tangent, but
That's what we do.
Yeah.
people do associate those things, though, because
Oh, for sure.
Historically, it's funny that witches were the good people in your village or community for a long time.
See, I've always connected witches with the devil.
yeah. Oh, yes.
Well, and that was like
Yes.
that was the like monetized thing back then, though. You know
well,
what
I
mean?
think
Like,
too.
Devil worship.
Like in history, if you go way back, like historically, witches were good. They were healers, and who you went to for advice, and so on and so forth, and protection, and this and that. And then I think the plague really changed history. as far as witchcraft went and those pagan religions is because they had relied on these people for so long. And then all of a sudden everyone was dying and it was like, well, it's your fault. You can't heal us anymore. You can't protect us anymore. And so it's you that's doing it or whatever. And so if you look at history, there's a real turning point where the literature and the drawings and everything becomes different when it comes to witchcraft. So
do you think some of that had to do with like when the pagans started exploring like into like England and all that, and then the English people with their Christianity seen with the religion they were doing and kind of.
Well, Christianity, I mean, evolved from pagan religions, and like I was saying earlier, they sort of like borrowed things from other religions.
Borrowed what they wanted.
Yeah, took what they wanted and kind of left other stuff behind. And so, historically, you have these moments where certain things are dying out and certain things are coming in. And so, I think witchcraft started to get a bad name because that was the old religion and Christianity was the new religion. And so the new religion has to denounce the old one to get rid of it or whatever. So I think they started associating them with the devil and saying that, all kinds of crazy stuff. The Maleficent Maleforum, which is a book that was written, The Hammer of the Witch, was basically how to get rid of witches and how to hunt them down and burn them. And they burned thousands and thousands and thousands of innocent people that didn't really do anything. They were just practicing their normal everyday stuff that they were doing to survive. And they were like, oh, you don't wash your clothes in this river. You're a witch or whatever, it's strange. Yeah. The excuses they come up with. That's why Monty Python, them making fun of it.
So you say that there's witchcraft going on right now
in America?
Yeah. Every day, right?
All across the world. It's huge right now, actually. Wicca is gigantic.
Wicca. Now, what's Wicca?
Wicca is was made, formed in like the 50s by a guy named Gerald Gardner, who just took some of the pagan religions and kind of melded them into one.
Yeah.
And they do have certain rules and stuff that you have to follow, and it's funny too. I've ran into different kinds of Wiccans also. So there's different branches of Wicca. Wicca is kind of a broad term, and then you have all these different branches of it.
So strange.
It is. It's wild. I ran into a I don't know if I'm saying this right, Dianetic Wiccan, who she worships the goddess Diana. And our conversation started out normal, and by the end of it, and I didn't have a chance to reply to any of this. It was just one big long paragraph. And then by the end of it, she told me that males were not allowed to practice witchcraft, and then she blocked me.
Was this on like a Facebook?
Yeah, it was a message where we have an event coming up at Robbie's studio that we're having he's actually a reverend in the Universal Life Church, but he's also a practicing witch. And he's going to come and talk about exactly what I'm talking about, the history of witchcraft and some of the myths and stuff like that.
Fuck yeah.
It's like an educational thing.
When is that?
Yeah, when's that?
September 8th. It's a Wednesday night from 6:30 to 8:30.
Oh, that's my day off.
Yeah, there you go.
It's podcast day.
At Robbie Edwards Studio. You can come and record it if you want to.
Hey, next show.
We would love for that to happen. His name is Tori Huffine. He's really knowledgeable, a really smart guy. But he's a reverend in the Universal Life Church, which is a church that accepts any denomination. You can be anything and belong to their church. And so
okay. I'm just confused a little bit.
Right.
So
it's a lot of gray areas.
Yeah. So if you have a church like that, what do you preach?
They basically have open readings, and you can talk about whatever you want, as long as you're not getting up there and practicing hate speech or anything of that nature. You know what I mean? It's all positive affirmations and things like that. So,
wow.
And sometimes sometimes on a Sunday they'll have a theme, like this Sunday. So-and-so is going to talk about this, and it'll be about Buddhism. And then the next week you go, and it'll be so-and-so is going to talk about this, and it'll be about witchcraft. And then, the next week you'll go, and it'll be about Christianity or, whatever. You can be any denomination and attend their services, and they're going to talk about all kinds of different things. It's just more knowledge,
Yeah.
So
I feel like more people need to get into that. Especially if you're like
It's
a
pretty
really
cool.
religious person. I don't know
Yeah.
why you wouldn't want to learn about other religions.
Well, it's interesting. When I
know
was
what I mean?
growing
Yeah.
up, my grandmother was a gospel piano player. And so when your church's piano player got sick, my grandma filled in. And so I got to go with her sometimes and see all the different churches all around, like Marion and Jefferson County and Clinton County, some of them, and see how they all did things differently and how they all practiced differently. And so it's always been fascinating to me how everybody does their own thing, and it's sort of regional.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even the different towns and counties have their own little things. But that also made me realize that, like, to me, and this is why I don't like people who get up in front of everybody and, like, scream about their religion or whatever. God is very personal.
Yeah.
And I deal with him on a personal level. And so my relationship with God is none of your business, really.
Yeah.
And so when people ask me what religion I belong to, I say, I believe in God, just not yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it's some watching those watching like TikToks and stuff, these he came down.
Right?
It's like, shut the heck up, man. All
Yes.
you're doing is just trying to hype people up over gibberish.
And
right
it doesn't matter what religion you're preaching. If you're preaching it like that, in that
Yes.
nonsensical manner, I'm not
Yes.
fucking listening.
Yeah.
You know what
Tell
I mean?
me, brother.
Fucking Joel Osteen's the damn devil.
Oh my God.
Right?
Did you ever see that video of him like post, or would have been post COVID technically, but like a month into COVID? And he said that he was going to blow COVID away.
Oh, yeah.
And that it was a demon. And him and his
Yes.
9 people were on
Yes.
stage, and he
COVID-19.
and he blows COVID away.
You know what?
COVID-19.
Thanks, Joel.
Yeah. But
what you
people
did.
People keep sending motherfucker money.
I'm telling you,
His
man.
private jet. It's like the other dude, man, the one that got caught outside talking about his private jets.
Look at
What
that
was his
fucker's
name?
house.
Right?
Pull up that fucker's house.
Yeah.
It's bullshit,
Put his
man.
house up there.
You get
It's
all these
crazy.
elderly people that are believing your stuff. Well,
Yeah.
whatever. I've never seen him preach, but I've just seen the memes and stuff. And
Okay, Joel Osteen's a different person than what I thought.
okay, not Joel Osteen.
You're thinking of the dude that
The older guy.
Yeah,
That looks
looked like the
literally
devil.
Yes, he looks like the devil.
Yeah, he got interviewed outside a parking garage
Yes.
one time. That's who I'm talking about.
And
And
that's
he's talking about his
demons.
private jets.
Yeah.
What are those what are those preachers called? They're having a special
Evangelists.
And
Evangelist.
he starts pointing.
Televangelist.
He does start doing this
televangelist,
stuff
televangelist.
where he's shaking. He don't like the question.
He's like, now I need those planes.
We had a
to get to the people to tell the Lord. Now, honey, listen here.
Listen,
here.
honey.
Now, listen, honey. I got to have a 747 to get to the Africa to teach.
got to have my G6.
to teach the Hamptons down there in New Guinea how to love the Lord.
How about you give them some fucking food and water instead of
Yeah. Why don't you use that big ass plane to drop off some supplies because they're all dying?
Right.
I'm telling you, man.
Man, I wish
Yeah.
I knew what that dude's
food
name
and water would be good. I don't know if they need
There's
Jesus
only a
or
few
not.
evangelists out there, aren't there?
We'll get to the Jesus part, but food and water. Let's start
Yeah.
with that.
I don't know. It's a crazy world, especially what we're living in now. I got so upset yesterday. I was just sitting there. I was thinking. I was just like, COVID-19's up on a rise. Okay.
Yes.
Then we got people trying to hang on to planes and trying to
In Afghanistan?
get freedom.
Yeah.
And we're worried about a vaccine. Political. I'm not going to get political, but it's bullshit. I'm just saying it's not political.
It shouldn't be political at all. It should be a human thing. Like, you know.
I want to tell this podcast, and I know this podcast is listening.
Gary Coleman?
Kenneth Coleman.
Oh, Kenneth Coleman.
Yeah.
I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I ride straight in the middle. I look at both sides. And that's why I think everybody should look at both sides. I know you got to pick one, but pick
just
the lesser of the two
be a
fucking
logical
evils.
human being.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's my whole thing is like,
Yeah.
I think people are making decisions based upon their charged up emotions.
Exactly.
And I know all about that. Trust me. I mean, Golgotha was based on that shit. You
Yeah.
know, the lyrics.
That's how you let it out, though.
The lyrics.
And you
to
didn't
those
bring it on
songs.
other people.
Right. Yes, that was my outlet. You know what I mean?
I mean, people are so worried about this fucking vaccine.
Yeah, but we got people that have been in Congress that should be in a retirement.
That god dang, who's that one dude? That
That's
Kentucky guy. That Kentucky guy. Who is that bastard?
Mitch McConnell?
Mitch McConnell. Get that son of a bitch out here.
He's been a scourge for a while.
Yeah, he's like Nancy Pelosi. Like, remember that old movie where the bitches kept drinking the juice to keep them alive and keep them young? What was that called? And the guy dies, and they end up fucking like their head falling off and shit. And they keep going. That's her. Like, bitch, you're 80 years old.
I think we need to have a serious conversation, or at some point, you know, America does
4-year
about
terms.
term limits. Yeah.
I mean, why do we have Mitch McConnell? He is almost he's probably getting
I don't like the
money under the table.
If you're rich, you get to be in politics.
It's BS.
I think if you're a millionaire, you're not allowed
All right, so
to run for office.
So Jamie,
how about that?
Jamie's got
I got a good video for
got a
us.
good video.
It fits perfectly with this.
Can we watch this?
Kenneth
Yeah.
Copeland.
Why not?
It's on
Okay.
YouTube.
It's fucking YouTube, man.
We're on YouTube.
Okay. Oh yes.
Today, we speak to this atmosphere
Oh
He looks like the devil.
Yeah.
from the state of Washington
I don't know. I kind of like this.
to the state of Maine,
I'm joining this. I'm with you, man.
from Southern California to Brownsville, Texas, and the Tupperware, and wherever else in the world it's needed. Win! Almighty! Strong! South wind!
What is he talking about?
Look at
Talking
those
about
eyes.
COVID.
Look at those
Burn
eyes.
this thing! In the name of Jesus!
Yeah, he's talking about COVID.
Oh, okay.
Second, you bow your knee.
This is the best part right here.
Fall on your face.
Break down.
He couldn't even keep a straight face. He was laughing at himself.
COVID-19.
He blew him away.
I'm blown.
God.
The wind of God.
Look at that face. Hey, he's crazy.
You are destroyed forever. And you'll never be back.
Oh. Well, I got news for him.
It's back.
Yeah, so shout out to Andre Antunes. That's the guy that made that video.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his videos. He's fucking cool as shit, man.
That's good
So
stuff.
he pretty much just takes shit and like does a metal cover
Nice.
over it. You know.
The Karen one's pretty good too.
That's great. I like that.
The COVID one was good where they met COVID-19, COVID-19.
Yeah, did you hear all of his people in the background chanting
Yes.
behind him?
Isn't it weird?
I think that's witchism.
Do
too.
we have a rabbi, or do we have a rabbi? Do we have a rapper named Little COVID yet?
No, but I'm sure we have some kids named COVID.
That's what that's what I named my dick.
Little COVID.
This gets everybody sick when they look.
You ain't gonna be able to take shit after this.
You'll lose your taste and smell.
We're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that or not. All right, well, let's do it.
Don't worry, it's only 3 inches.
Hey girl, are you ready for 4 inches of good time? You'll lose your taste and smell. It'll be the most erotic thing you've ever seen. Here comes little COVID. I keep talking in this voice because I watched this show called Big Mouth on Netflix.
Love that show, by the way.
Oh my god, it's like the hormone monster comes
it's
out
so
of the-
good.
It's like, oh yeah, just do it, just fuck her in the face, and you're all right.
Put your goddamn balls in her face.
It's so good.
You definitely can't watch that with the kids around.
No. I keep Jessica keeps getting pissed at me because I'm like, hey girl, what's going on?
Nick Kroll, he's amazing.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Does amazing.
He does like 15 voices on that show.
Oh no,
Really?
it's fucking
Yeah.
great. You ever seen it?
No.
Brian?
It's on Netflix.
Big
It's
Mouth.
on-
Big Mouth.
Okay.
Don't watch it in front
No.
of your kids.
No, you
Yeah.
watch
No,
it.
I won't.
It's a late night
I
show.
try not to stream stuff like that, but every now and then it's like be watching something and then out of nowhere, sex scene, and you're like, oh shit, turn that
Oh,
down.
yeah.
Oh yeah, all the time, all the time.
They're going back and forth
how I
from
live,
scenes, and you're
man.
like, what the fuck? Oh shit.
I get so bummed out. 'cause
All right,
I go
back up.
I go to bed early, and my son goes to bed early, so
Right.
I don't get to watch any good stuff. It seems like so. It's like all the rated R stuff. I can't
You should
watch.
subscribe to me and my wife's plan. It's called "Get the Hell Out of the Living Room."
Yeah, that's true. Well,
This is mom and dad time.
Get out of the living room. That's right.
This is mom and dad time. We have nights where we watch shows together, and the kids, you know, they gotta go to school and shit. So if I don't have to work the next day or whatever, we'll stay up and watch something, and she'll come in. It's your kid. You're gonna
They
pause.
gotta come in there.
So a 30-minute episode lasts at least an hour and 15
Yeah.
minutes. It's like watching a fucking
true.
movie when you're a dad.
True.
But
They gotta come in there and see what's going on, you know.
yeah, why did you
Show
guys?
you their greatest creation.
Oh yeah.
Why did you guys start laughing? What was so funny?
Yeah.
What was so funny?
What is that, Dad? Me and my son watched Children of the Corn last night, and
Really?
yeah, he's in the. He is in
Love
the.
that. I love those shows back in the day, man.
Oh yeah.
And my kid's into horror movies, and my brother-in-law he's directed a couple
Really?
horror films. Yeah,
Nice.
and it's got him. He's just addicted to it. He just loves it, and we're struggling now because he wants to watch rated R's.
Where do you draw the line?
Where do you
right?
draw
Yeah.
the line for a 6-year-old that
true.
looks like he's a freshman? He looks like he's a freshman.
It's,
yeah.
it's simple. Evil Dead,
Yeah.
and you let him watch House. You let him watch all of the Texas Chainsaw Massacres. The second one's hilarious.
He wants to watch that so much.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
The old ones aren't that bad.
I mean, we're talking about gore, guys. We're
Dude,
talking
this-
about
That
gore.
is some gore.
The second Texas Chainsaw Massacre is hilarious.
Just don't let him watch
when
Nightmare
he
on Elm
starts
Street.
rolling.
Yeah,
That
that
one-
was the
that
scary
one will
one for
fuck him
me
up,
when
yeah.
I was a kid. I watched that during the daytime.
Yeah,
And was like, oh, fuck. I can't go to sleep tonight. And I was like 10. I was like,
Nightmare
oh,
on
no.
Elm Street.
all those movies were fucked
Yeah.
up. They were like psychological fuck with you, though.
Jason, like Friday the 13th scared me.
Yeah.
But I could sleep.
Yeah, Jason
Freddy?
Goes to Hell though.
Couldn't sleep.
That one fucked with me when I was younger.
I had a problem.
Jason Goes to
We
Hell,
lived in
yeah.
the country.
Freddy vs. Jason was hilarious.
Yeah,
I love
grew
that
up-
movie.
I grew
I
It's
up
still
in the
do.
hilarious.
country.
My wife gave birth to that movie on the TV in the fucking.
No shit.
I swear to
Really?
God, we watched that while she was having contractions and they broke her water.
Does that mean something?
Of what?
feel
What
like
movie?
it should.
What movie?
Freddy versus Jason.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had a problem. I was scared of the dark, man. I'd sleep with the light on. It was really bad when I was younger. And I
Is this
don't-
why we stopped the shows? Because it was too dark in here?
Yeah, exactly.
You see how nervous he got when I killed the lights?
Yeah, he's like,
What's
"What the
going
fuck,
on?
man?"
Who? Can you got more lights, Skyler?
Well, I
Help
mean-
me.
Well, what really
We stopped
scared
the show
me,
earlier because the shit almost caught on fire.
Oh yeah, we had a problem in here.
what really fucked with me as a kid was black windows. You know, we didn't have any like curtains,
Right?
and you could see outside all the time.
Okay.
And you know, you don't know who's looking in,
That's true.
and somebody gets right up on the dude. And my friends did that one time, and they caught me watching Howard Stern when I
Howard
was younger.
Stern.
And you were spanking it hard.
I was.
Well, that's a nightmare within itself. Right?
playing. I was
got
playing
scared
with
more than
Burley.
you.
They're probably looking at the window like, oh my.
And they knocked on the
God.
window, and I jumped, and I pulled my pants up. I'm like, what are you guys doing? They said, we just caught you whacking off the Howard Stern.
Hopefully there was a
Now,
girl
was it-
guest on.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
was
Okay.
it
It was
too
all
Howard
blurry.
Stern? Or was it?
I'm talking, I was 13, man.
I thought it was just maybe an episode where he didn't have a guest.
Yeah.
Was he throwing baloney on their ass?
Dude, Howard Stern was a fucking crazy show.
Yeah,
It was.
It was so good.
It
though.
was good.
insane.
What was the little black dude's name that he was?
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice. Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
He's
yes.
on. He's on TikTok every now.
He's
and
still
then.
alive?
Yeah, he's still going.
He's still
man.
alive?
A lot of those
Wow.
guys have died. A lot of those people
Yes,
have died.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, but
What was
Beetlejuice
the,
still ticking.
The other
No
guy that was
shit.
with him died not too long ago, right?
The one with the mustache and the glasses.
Kind of
they called
heavier
him-
set dude.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. What was his name?
He used to be on the Man
Had
Show.
the high
didn't he?
voice.
Yeah.
He did, yeah. Yeah.
I can't think. of
He
his
passed
name.
away.
Jimmy Kimmel and
It was
Adam Carolla.
Adam Carolla, Jimmy Kimmel, and then there was the other guy that was with him every once in a while too. He was on the Stern
jumping
Show.
on trampolines.
God, that show was
What a
good.
great
It was
gimmick.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, what
I
a
watched
great
that all the
gimmick.
time.
Yeah.
I
We
was a
should do that.
teenager.
And now Pez jumping on trampolines. That should be our like the commercial for
Your
the
views
show.
would go up, buddy. I'm telling you.
you.
Can we could read
I like it.
well, hold on.
I like
He
it.
has a trampoline.
I got a trampoline. We can film it.
There we go.
And
I got
rub
4
down.
GoPros.
Robbie just ordered a
I've
new
got-
camera today.
Ooh.
And it shoots video. It's gonna,
I've got a gallon of baby oil in the garage.
That's what we need, baby. I'll get all slicked up. I'll shave my back.
I'll shave my
It'll be on.
Just you
dude.
bouncing
like
and
Donkey
doing
Kong.
flips.
You got
This
a
dude-
thong?
I'll find one.
Okay.
This dude shaves his feet.
Your feet?
Really?
Why do you tell the world I should?
Shaves his
Okay.
feet.
I got calluses.
Everybody does. They're there for a
You shave the
reason.
bottom of your feet?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a
With a razor
second.
blade.
He shaves the calluses.
I
off
give
his
myself
feet.
a pedicure. Okay.
supposed to use
with
like
a
the-
razor.
The egg or something like a.
No, the egg don't work worth shit. These are goddamn. I got bricks, man. I
Okay,
got bricks.
this is okay.
If I don't shave my callus off my feet, I feel like shit.
I thought you meant like you shave your toes.
no.
I was
no.
like, okay,
He
something's
shaves the
fucking-
bottom of his feet.
I give myself a fucking petty.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I feel
Taking
like,
care of yourself, right?
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, but what comes out of
a
it? I do it in the
delicate
bathtub,
operation.
right?
Okay, now we're getting shady.
And it's.
Why don't
like,
you just go uptown and get this done, dude?
Lori calls it foot cheese. And when she was giving Tyson a bath a long time ago, I thought I cleaned it all out, and there was like Tyson, the baby. He's like,
Jesus.
what is that?
Christ, dude.
He goes, oh, that's Daddy's foot cheese. He's
All
a sick
right,
son of a
we
bitch.
were rocking Bubbies. Here we go. See, Jesus fucking Christ!
Fucking witchcraft of foot cheese in 30
that happen?
seconds.
You know, it's crazy. A lot of people do some fucked up shit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
I think we all do it. We just don't talk about it, and I don't give a shit.
I like the thought of you like carving your foot though. You know, you
Yeah.
Do you ever
you could
like,
shape
make a-
it the way you wanted to.
Yeah.
You know, maybe.
True.
I'm telling you, you wouldn't believe how much callus builds up over time,
So-
especially for me, man. It's crazy.
So a visual for me, butt naked, shaving your feet in the tub, listening to Goodbye Horses. Correct?
What is Goodbye Horses?
that?
It puts the lotion on the skin. Goodbye Horses.
No, I listen.
Touch your
I listen
wiener
to
and
good
shave your
music,
feet.
But yeah, it takes 10 minutes to do it and done on with my day. I do, and I shave my back. I don't give a shit.
you have like one of those little extension arms.
I had
things?
okay. I got
Yeah,
two
how
of
do you
them.
do that?
Oh, when I worked on the boat, I didn't have anybody to shave my back. I was gone for 28 days. Whatever.
Bubba would shave your back if you'd let him.
Anyway, this son of a bitch would retract and it'd open up and it'd extend, and it had the power button, and it rechargeable. And then if it got super thick, it had a red NOS button. You hit that son of a bitch, that motherfucker was like, and it'd just take it all off. But
Okay, so my thing is like you're on a boat with a bunch of dudes for 28 days. Why do you care what's on your back?
it ain't that. It's not giving a shit about what's on your back. Let me tell you what it is. It's because when you put a shirt on, you feel like you just dropped about 25 pounds and you're skinny. Just like when you shave your chest hair or trim your chest hair. And I trim my fucking
It
chest.
itches like a motherfucker.
I don't shave it all the way down. I trim it just
Trim it
right.
up.
I'm like, feel better.
I like to make it look like Chewbacca. The
Yes.
face.
I like that.
I mean, we all do it.
I don't have back or chest hair.
You're lucky.
I don't have back hair. I got chest hair.
Really grow any. I'm below the belt down, like legs, all that shit, fucking swimming in it. But top half just never really got. I get a little treasure trail every once in a while, but that's about it.
Well, you know,
Your
it's
balls haven't
evolution.
dropped 10 score.
It's evolution, man. You know, sooner or later we'll be less hairy.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It's getting hotter and stuff. So
none of my kids.
And that's another thing, dude.
they're gonna be hairy as shit. I want to make
I
sure.
wear, I wear, I
I'm
wear,
gonna glue hair onto them if I have to.
we were talking about this earlier. I wear,
I'm keeping the hair tribe alive.
That's right.
I wear-
We're like mini werewolves.
I wear fire retardant clothing. And
Right.
it was,
You can't say retarded no more.
The R word. I wear fire R word clothing.
long sleeve, long pants.
Are they that nervous you're going to catch on fire at work? They have to put you in the fire
Man,
retardant.
Yeah, what
telling
kind of job do you have? Like, if there's a possibility of that happening, I'm like, no.
I think they
I'm not
hired
gonna
him and
do
he
that
just sits
job.
behind a desk and like put him in that shit just in case.
Let's watch him sweat the pounds away.
He's going to catch on fire. I know it at some point in time.
Any
Nah,
second,
our insurance doesn't
spontaneous
cover this shit.
combustion.
He's practicing witchcraft.
I had to trim my chest hair because I was burning up, man. It gets
See,
bad.
I'm hairier than you, By
You're
far.
not. No, you're not.
Are you fucking?
No, you're not, bud.
They called me the yard ape in high school.
You haven't seen my back, dude.
That was probably because of your.
I take care of myself.
That was your
so you-
COVID dick. That wasn't.
That was my COVID.
That's why they called you the yard ape.
I was the yard rooster. You were the yard ape.
No, I haul fuel for a living, so I also have to wear FR shit when I go to terminals.
Yeah, but you just put it on, take it off. Come
Yeah,
on.
see, a lot of times I don't even put it on because the guys will come up like, "Yeah, man, you got your FR on." I was like, "Dude, if this motherfucker blows up, do you really think this shirt's gonna save me?"
Yeah, no shit.
You got millions upon
true.
millions of gallons of
Yeah.
fuel.
You're gonna come out of that motherfucker looking like Voldemort.
Dude, there ain't no way, man. I'm gonna be a crispy critter.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm gonna be Chris Rock burnt.
It's
I
crazy.
mean, it's, and I'm just looking. I'm like, I understand the hard hat because there's pipes and shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But you want me? It's not 105 degrees outside, and you want me to put this suit on?
Yeah.
You guys are fucking retarded.
See, I have to shave my face too every day. They want me to every day. I can't do it every day because I break out, but they want me to shave my face because of the respirator.
Oh yeah.
There's three
What do
or
you
four.
do?
There's
Are
three
you
or four
working-
respirators there in case of an emergency, and I ain't one that's going to go in the fire. Let me tell you. I don't
he's
know if they
creating
know
vaccines.
this yet. But if
I
that
hope you
thing's
get
on fire,
paid-
I'm gone.
You get paid like $600 an hour.
I know I should, right? Hear that, Bolero?
'Cause, I mean, if there's a possibility that I'm going to catch on fire at my job, yeah, that's probably another job for me.
Safe-
Fuck you. I guess I can catch on fire at my job too. Fucking looks like goddamn studio
Right,
about
yeah,
burned
no,
down.
good, right?
Goddamn, never
But-
thought strip lights was going to take you out, did you, Skylar?
I was
I
a
didn't.
cook for 30 years or 20 years, so I guess there was a possibility I could catch on fire, but I never did.
Grease fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys had a really cool show a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. My review.
Oh yeah, my so-called review
Yes.
is what we call it, and that was after the '90s TV show, My So-Called Life.
That's
yeah,
where you got
okay.
it.
Yes,
Okay.
that's where we got it from. That's one of Robbie's favorite shows. And so basically the owner of the Grenada was like, I'm going to give you a budget. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You want to have 2 bands? We'll do that.
That's awesome.
You want to do comedy? We'll do that. You can do whatever you want. And so I said, all right, we're going to do a variety show. And we're going to have music. We're going to have a burlesque performer. We're going to have comedy. We're going to have a fashion show with a live band playing while the fashion show goes on.
Yeah.
Council of
so-
Frogs, right?
Yeah, it was the same guys from Council of the
Yeah.
Frogs. They were called the Goon Squad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was pretty much the same guys. But Jeff Ward was the drummer.
Yeah.
The drummer from
yeah,
Gogata.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love Jeff.
Dude, I called him in the middle of the night, like 3 days before the show. And I'm like, dude, you have to do this for me. And he's like, okay, sure.
Jeff's amazing.
I'm like a bottle of wine in. I'm like, dude, you got to play this show. We're playing all 90 songs. You know them. It's all good. And he's like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, Jeff's an amazing drummer.
And their very first practice was rehearsal. And then, so they played their songs that night. And then the next night was the show.
And it was all 90 grunge.
And it was all 90s grunge.
Man, I wish I'd have known about this.
All the fashion
Oh,
was
Tim
90s
Hall was in there.
grunge.
Captain Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw pictures on Tim's
Yeah.
Yes,
Facebook.
yes,
Okay.
that was what we're talking about. And man, Robbie put all the fashion together and did all that. And
She's amazing. She really is.
oh, she is the strange and beautiful and talented Robbie Edwards.
I vote you do
One
that
of a
again.
kind.
Do that again. I want to come see it.
March 18th.
Really?
March 18th. In fact, that is the announcement right there.
Whoa.
Nobody knows the date yet.
right on Rockin' Bubbies.
You heard it first.
March
folks.
18th
Yes, you
at the Grenada Theater will be our next My So-Called review, but we're doing a different theme. It's not 90s this time. It's 60s,
Oh, cool.
and we're doing kind of the mod 60s. So there'll be a little bit of hippie splashed in there.
Yeah.
But we're going to have a 60s band playing 60 songs, and then we're going to have I can't reveal the other performers
don't.
we're going to have.
No.
Don't do it.
It'll be a surprise. But there'll be music, burlesque, comedy, and a fashion show with a live band.
Awesome.
So same formula,
Yeah.
just different pieces. But yeah, we're booking that. We're working with the, and not only that, but around the top tier of the theater, we had artist booths with painters and graphic design artists and jewelry makers and
That's so cool.
all kinds of stuff. So
Skylar and Pez, I'm telling you, Mudhouse rehearsed there, my band, and we're actually on the books for the
Yeah.
day before Thanksgiving.
Black Wednesday.
Black Wednesday. We're playing November 24th at
Yes.
Grenada Theater with Cause of Ruin.
I can't wait.
Oh, cool.
And
Yeah, I'll be there.
you
We'll check it out.
guys,
I'll
need
be in
to-
the light booth for that one.
Yeah, it's going to be a banging ass show. It's going to be a good time. And it just, even if we suck, just coming to see the place,
Yeah.
like all, and
It's
because I
beautiful.
remember, like,
need to go
I was
see it.
talking to him on the way here, and I was telling him, I was like, the last time I was in the Grenada was when, well, before they renovated it, was when his band had the reunion show at Mountain Mayhem,
Yeah.
Gogata, and they killed it. But the place, they had a slanted floor coming down. And
Yeah,
it
there were
was-
no seats.
It was kind of a shithole. Like, not a shithole, but it was run down.
Yeah,
and-
they had kind of gutted it.
And what Russell has done to this place, for me seeing it that time to this time, is beyond amazing.
Yeah.
Because he pretty much brought the life, he breathed the life back into this place.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And it's, I mean, I was standing on stage and like, what the coolest thing I liked about it was he kept the wood from the old stage
Yep.
and then added on with new.
and then added on.
Is there a
But it's-
website?
Grenada Theater? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we-
yeah.
Yeah,
pull
they're
that
on,
up?
they're on
Yeah.
Facebook. And the lighting in there, dude, it felt like I was on a professional stage.
Well, when
no
we
doubt.
did the review, Robbie and I were the hosts.
yeah.
And so I was the MC for the evening. And when I walked out on stage for the very first opening, I was like, you know, all you beautiful people in the crowd, can you believe you're in Southern Illinois right now?
It's a huge hit there.
Because there's times when I'm standing on that stage and I'm like, this does not feel like I'm in Southern Illinois.
wanna play on
You
this.
know,
And Russell
feels like
is
a big.
and Russell is such a great dude.
Oh yes,
He is
yes.
such a good dude.
He's opened the door and just been like, kind of like, you know, Brian, do what you want. Think outside the box. You know, bring me ideas and let's run with it. You know, now not all of my ideas are great.
As far as getting a hold of like artists and stuff, like bigger artists that you're trying, I'm sure, right?
Yeah.
Which that's pretty difficult, isn't it? Especially right now. I'm not talking about all the shit that's going on right now, but
It has been difficult with all the virus and everything. It kind of changed the whole entire world of booking and promoting and all that. Because I do a lot of that, not only for the Grenada, but for Cedarhurst. And we work with a lot of bigger acts there.
yeah, come on, Jack Black, come to Mount Vernon.
Yeah,
Shout
we're
out
trying.
Jack Black. Come
trying.
to Mount Vernon and play the Grenada Theater.
Dude,
If
we're
Tenacious-
trying
if
really
Tenacious
hard.
D comes to Mount Vernon.
I will
Yeah.
freak
Oh,
out.
my God.
My buddy Matt Hayes and
Yeah, I know Matt.
Russell and Dalton, they are on it. They want him bad, and I would that'd be great. I want to do big shows like that, you know.
So-
but I love the way Russell's doing it. We're building up to that.
If you're
You
out
know,
there,
It's such
listening,
a beautiful. It's just a beautiful place too,
Yeah.
man.
go to their Facebook. Go down a little bit to February 22nd.
Scroll down a little bit, yeah.
and comment and share the shit out of that because I want to be.
They
a part
had
of
to have seen it.
Oh,
They
probably.
had to have seen it.
that.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
that
God, that would be awesome.
people don't know about Mount Vernon, Illinois, and they don't know the Grenada Theater. But hey, get to know us because we're gonna do big shit. You know,
Yeah.
Sooner or later, we're gonna do big stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. It just takes time to build that reputation. You know,
right. Is there anything you want to plug?
You got something to shout out at?
Man, I mean, I got a million things to plug.
Plug it away. Plug it away. Your book is on sale.
Yeah, you can buy my books on Amazon. Shipwrecked is only on Amazon. Bootlegger is everywhere. Anywhere you can buy books. Bootlegger is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, your local bookstore. It's probably in there. If not, ask them. They can get it. If you got a local bookstore, you know, they can order it and they can get it in for you. Hit me up. I'll sign it. You know, I'll meet you somewhere and sign it. Or
yeah, man.
if you want to buy a copy directly from me, you know, send me a message. Hit me up on Facebook. Because, you know, we do that too. It's no big deal. A lot of people want to buy the copy directly from the person or whatever.
Yeah, check out Brian Alvis.
We're cool with that.
Brian Alvis on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Check out Robbie Edwards Photography. We're always doing stuff at her studio. Like we talked about earlier, we got the witch craft. I don't even know what you call it. I guess
Like a
it's
seminar?
It's like a lecture,
Yeah.
seminar sort of workshop sort of thing.
September 8th.
September 8th. And then all the stuff going on at the Grenada Theater, make sure you're following them. All the stuff going on at Cedarhurst Center for the Arts. I'm in charge of outdoor concerts there. I do all the music for the craft fair. I'm on the happening committee. I'm on the fashion show committee. because we do a fashion show at the museum at Cedarhurst that is all the outfits are made from recycled materials.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
Seen
you should see the way the designers come up.
It's badass.
It's fucking unbelievable.
I went one year.
dude.
It was fucking killer.
Oh man, it's so killer. So we're doing that again in February.
And you got the Cold Stairs this Friday at the Grenada.
Cold Stairs this Friday at the
And
Grenada.
Saturday night at Cedarhurst.
Blues and Brews Saturday night with bands from Chicago and B-Rad's Bagels. Winston's Bagels is going to be there.
Yep.
Everybody loves those. So that'll be a big hit. But yeah, I could sit here and plug shit all day, man.
Well, Brian, we got to have you on again. This has been a fucking great
definitely.
time.
I can talk for hours. I mean, we really scratched the surface of a few things, but
Let's get something in about a month, and we'll come back and we'll revisit some stuff. And,
I tell you what, it'd be really great to have Robbie on here too.
Yes,
because she can add to the flavor and the research, and because we're really a team. You know, we do all this together. We do everything together. Like, so
my wife kind of got on to me today. She was like, I said, I got Brian coming on. And me and Skylar had talked a while back about having too many people on the podcast at one time because people tend to talk over each other. And she goes, why didn't you bring Robbie on? I was like, fuck. I know I felt bad about it. You know, I love Robbie. Me and her, she was a year ahead of me in high school.
Yeah.
We went to school together. I've, been to her dad's house a million times, and we grew up around each other the whole time, and I've known her forever. And I was like, fuck, I'm a dick. And I was like, but
next time,
yes,
for
we
sure.
will definitely have her in here.
We got a mic right there for her.
Yeah, and she does add a little, like, she can correct me on some things because some things I remember things wrong.
Well, that's what
She'd be our first female podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
We've
there
never-
you go. And she would love to do that because
Well,
she likes breaking those
barriers,
those glass barriers.
Yeah.
Like, that's her thing, man. So,
Brian,
absolutely.
it's been a pleasure.
For sure, man.
Absolutely.
It's great to meet you.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
All right. We're rocking Bubbies, everybody. We'll see you.
We out.
We out.